We're here with Teagan Kulenkamp, senior forward from Centennial Spring Lake Park, a girls' high school youth hockey hub, player of the year finalist. Teagan, thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Do you have any big plans for Super Bowl Sunday?
It's a big day for me. I love football. I think I'll just be hanging out with my family and friends that come over. So.
All right, are we rooting for the Chiefs or the Eagles tonight?
Chiefs.
Chiefs? Why?
I love Patrick Mahomes, and I love how much he wins. So.
You know how many kids have said they love Patrick Mahomes that have come in here today?
A lot.
Yeah, at least 3.
Yeah, well, I'm one of them.
Wow, it's a trend. Big win for the Cougars last night over Mounds View, Irondale. Last year, your team was the top seed and ended up losing to Maple Grove in the final. Does this year's team just sort of feel different? Is there a level of confidence that might not have been there last year?
Yeah, I think after that loss last year, our team just stepped it up a lot, and everyone worked on things they can control, and I think we've just been focusing on what we can do, and we know what the end goal, what we want it all to be. So.
No, last night you had 5 assists in a single game, which I believe is the 3rd or 4th time you've done that this season, which is incredible. When you're out on the ice, what does it look like to you? Does it just look like slow blobs moving around with wide open passing lanes?
Well, I think it makes it so much easier because my line mates, Mia Such and Grace Slauger, every time I give them the puck, they could just score. So it's really on them too.
So do you prefer an on-the-ice pass or a saucer pass?
Definitely
Are you the type of
on the ice.
On the ice, okay,
Yes.
so you don't add a little bit of English on it and launch it through the air?
Simple is better.
A couple of people that I've talked to have mentioned that what helps set you apart from other players is your compete level. In the corners, you don't want to be in the corner with Teagan Kulenkamp. Where does that come from?
Well, I grew up playing boys hockey, so I think that helped a lot going into it when I switched over to play girls. And I don't know, I just try to have the mentality of wanting it more and beating the other girls to the puck. So.
When did you stop playing boys hockey?
I played boys all the way up, and then I played girls 2 years in U12, so then I went right to high school.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
All right. It sounds like you picked up some good habits from boys hockey. Sometimes you see players on the girls side that pick up bad habits, like they try to run people over. But it sounds like you took the best of it.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I could cut back on some of my penalties, but yeah.
It's a very self-aware player right there. I want to go back to maybe a painful time in your hockey career, which was just a few weeks ago. Back-to-back losses for the Cougars, ending an undefeated streak. And since then, you guys have been unbeatable. What happened? Obviously, you lost the game. So what happened in the locker room or within the team that's enabled you to go on a run like this to close out the season?
Yeah, well, I think when we lost 2 back-to-back, it didn't really, our goals or plans didn't change at all. I think it was just a moment of realization and a little bit of humbleness, and I think we just realized that's good, and we'd rather go through that now than go through that in sections, and I think that just honestly motivated us and keeps us humble. So.
On the personal side, you've played 4 years of varsity hockey. You went from the freshman just sort of learning her way to one of the elder stateswomen on this team. What's it like going from that wide-eyed freshman to the grizzled veteran? Do you take on a bigger leadership role? I know you're a captain, but more of a vocal role.
Yeah, it's crazy. It goes by so fast, and I feel like I was just a freshman on the team, but when I was younger, I just had such good older leaders on my team, so I think that really carried on. So now when I'm the captain, I just try to carry on what they did to me. So.
All right, your first varsity season, 6 points. Second varsity season, 24. Last year, 43, and this year you're in the mid-60s. Did you change anything up during your summer training, or is it just sort of the culmination of a career that's led to this point explosion?
Yeah, I think it definitely, I started to grow into my physique, and I just started to get bigger, and everything has just been connecting, and all the work I've been putting in has finally been showing. So.
All right, we mentioned the painful loss to Maple Grove in last year's section final. How confident are you in this Cougar team this year? Because it feels like you and Maple Grove are again on a crash course for that section final.
Maple Grove's a really good team, and I think so are we. So I think every year it's just who wants it more, and just the tighter team, and yeah.
Okay. Well, I know we'll have several cameras in the building for that game. That promises to be one of the best section finals if that game does come come to fruition. Excuse me. That's Teagan Kulenkamp, a girls high school player of the year finalist from Centennial Spring Lake Park. Teagan, thanks for being here.
Thank you.